Welcome to the SnoWest Show. I'm Ryan Harris, host of the SnoWest Show podcast. We're in our second year doing this podcast. We actually started the podcast like back in 2015, 2013, somewhere around there.
You did?
I did like a season. I had a little handheld recorder. Did one with Justin Summers, Troy Johnson. Did 5 or 6. Didn't really go anywhere. But we're back at it. We got some real equipment, and we're going for it.
Yeah, how many followers you got now?
We're over 200,000 listeners.
Congratulations, that's
so
good.
Far. It's going well.
No kidding, wow.
Yeah, and I get we're in our 50th year of printing a magazine.
Wow,
1974.
That's amazing.
So January 2024 will be our 50th.
Oh, congratulations!
Well, 50 years under the belt.
Yeah, that's great.
Are we going to do a big party?
No, we did our big party at 40 years.
Well, why not 50?
Because everybody that was around for the first round of the 50 years is retired and out of the industry. We could throw ourselves a 50th anniversary.
We might as well.
But the 40 years
why not?
Was the big party.
50 is a big year.
Okay. Well, you want to throw that together for us? Where do you want to hold it?
Hey,
let's do it at your house.
Yeah, it'll be at Tony's shop.
You give me a budget, I'll make it happen.
All right, done. But it is at your house. I want it to be.
No, we got to do it up at Island Park. Everybody come, snowmobile.
Yeah,
we do it. Yeah.
All right,
we'll have a big snowmobile party.
Wide open.
It would be cool
for everybody, anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth celebrating for sure.
I mean, I'll get on the barbecue and start grilling, and we just have a big party.
Okay. I'd rather be at your shop. I'd rather,
I'd rather have it.
Everybody can take your.
I'd rather have it
at
the family cabin of yours.
Yeah, we could do it at the cabin. We could probably get 20 people there.
If we get 100 at the garage.
Yeah.
At Camp Jenkins.
No, I think we could have just a wild time in your backyard.
Oh, I know we would. Yeah. But we gotta have an industry 50th.
What we should do is pick a day maybe in the spring where we can go snowmobiling and then dirt biking, and mountain biking.
That's a good idea.
Just get
for sure.
The old spring summer rides we used to do.
Yeah, good idea.
Stuff.
Let's do it.
I'd rather do that.
Okay.
And then we can get everybody out on. They can come pick a day. They can come ride sleds. They can come ride dirt bikes.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
We'll go e-biking. E-biking though.
E-bike.
Everybody else can ride mountain bikes.
No, we go downhill biking.
Yeah, acoustic mountain biking.
Yeah, acoustic for sure. No, that is the fundamental difference between you and me. I will be on an e-bike.
Oh, okay.
But I have no problem.
Those big long legs will be powerful on an acoustic mountain bike.
You know what? It's fun. I did a ride up here in Bountiful a couple years ago with Nate. And we rode our e-bikes up, and it's kind of a short loop, and we got 4 runs in and passed the same guys on the uphill, and they were not happy.
I bet not.
They were not happy.
No.
Because they have to stop and let us by, and I don't know. I could care less though. It's fun. I got 4 rides in.
Yeah, that is true.
And they got 1.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they get to the bottom. They're like, oh, I could do it again, but nope, I'm out. And we're just right back
up. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep. Okay, we got 2 guys on here that need no introduction. Tony Jenkins and Steve Martin, like legends in the sport. Absolute legends in the sport.
You're making us sound old.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know. I throw that word around there like that, and people are just like, oh, you got to be 50.
Yeah, feel close, I guess. Getting there.
Yeah. No, Steve Martin and Tony Jenkins, you guys are Skidoo ambassadors. You guys have, Steve, you got a background in racing, pro snowcross, hill climbs. Your dad's heritage with the dealership. Like you've got a lot going on there. Tony, you go back a long time with Skidoo. You're one of the when they built an actual ambassador program. Like you were one of the first guys involved.
It was kind of an afterthought.
Well, I mean, they had Carl. They went and picked up the big heavy hitters.
No, it's cool because Steve Cowing was our boss, and he was the one that started the whole ambassadorship. No other manufacturer really had an ambassador. So Skidoo started that, and they wanted to grow it. So after the first initiation of growing the ambassadorship is when I came on board.
Yeah.
But there was originally 4 or 5 guys that started it, and then then they just grew it. But
all right. Well, we've got a fun show lined up. We've got some special guests coming on later that are going to be special. Emphasis on that word. But I want to talk to you guys about sled setup. It's fall. You know, people's new machines are coming up, and you've got last year's sled sitting in the garage. And Steve, you're big into the maintenance side of things.
Yeah,
I know
for sure.
that. Like you come from a mechanic background.
Yep.
Talk to me about the sled break-in process if you're getting a new sled, and then the preseason process if you're riding something you had around last year or the last couple of years.
Yeah, I'm just going through this now. I'm just pulling sleds out of storage, actually. And one big thing I do is at the end of the year, I put them away properly, too. I run it through the shutdown cycle that Ski-Doo has, and it fogs the engine.
Talk about that. Like how do you do this, the shutdown cycle?
It's so intuitive now. If you have the big screen, you just hit sled storage, and it will fog the engine. And then if you follow the owner's manual, if you have the small gauge, I think you press and hold the set button on your gauge and flash the high beams, and it will fog the engine for you. And then if anything's broken or needs addressed, I fix it and put it away ready to go. So if I bent the front bumper or, the intake screens were tore or something, I replace everything before I put it away. Make sure I pull all the gas out of it, and I run only 91 ethanol free, and just make sure they're ready to go when I put them away. And then I just pulled it out. I haven't even started it yet, but I pulled the chain case cover off, and because I want to inspect the chain, not just change the oil, so I pulled the chain case cover off, pulled both the clutches off and pulled them apart, and then I'm going to grease all the rollers because the P drive, the rollers take Isoflex grease, so I have a little tool that injects. The Ski-Doo sells a tool, and I think Grip and Rip does as well. Inspect the belt. It's pretty easy if I put it away clean. So I'll pull the pipe off in the spring, vacuum out all the pine needles, and make a parts list of anything. So my sled's almost ready to ride. But
I don't think I'm allowed in your shop.
No, I don't know anybody who's on that. Like everybody else I know is like last ride, it went in the trailer on the mountain, and it's almost November. We're gonna pull that out of the trailer for the first time since that last ride. It was parked.
Like, what do you think this is? An airplane inspection?
Man, it was kind of dusty, but I just pulled the clutch off, pulled the chain case cover off. Like I'd make sure that I have to trust it in the backcountry. If I'm following him somewhere, I don't want the chain to break or something. So I
must just be dumb.
I don't know. I like riding with guys like Steve though, because they can fix stuff. Because my poor maintenance skills become his problem, not my problem.
There's some truth to that. Not you specifically, but some people really lean
You know
into
how that goes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like we always make sure there's one of these guys in the group. Like dirt biking with Brock Butters. Oh, it's the best.
Well, he knows how to fix
tools.
Oh, yeah. He's got all the tools. I don't have to carry a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Any little thing that goes wrong, doesn't matter what bike.
Hey,
You
Dad,
just
fix this.
Get off. Yeah, you can get off.
Yeah, for sure.
I can go check Instagram and take some pictures. Before I know it, my bike is ready to go. And not only has he fixed what happened on the trail, he's cleaned my air filter.
Yeah, change your oil.
Check my chain tension. Like it's all dialed.
Perfect.
Yeah. So what are you doing on preseason on a brand new sled though? Do you guys take your sleds in crates? Or
No.
Do you let the
No,
dealer-
the dealer has to set them up. So usually I'll show up at the dealership and help them undo the crates and put the sled together. And
Yeah, I like doing that too.
it's fun.
Yeah, it's
It's
exciting.
like Christmas,
I
I don't do much, honestly. I clean the clutches. BRP has a clutch cleaning kit because they come like with a bunch of oil everywhere on the engine and compartment and everywhere, just so they can get shipped and no rust or corrosion will happen if they're in a box for a few years. So I'll clean the clutch department pretty well, adjust the clutches correctly or the belt tension, and then set up the suspension the way I like it, and make sure that the handlebars are the way I like them as well.
Okay, so talk about the way you like it though. Like what are you doing specifically, suspension-wise, handlebars, controls, all that?
Well, I'll set up the preload on the springs, making sure it matches my weight. So I'll go a little bit stiffer. Like the torsion bars on the rear of the track, I go to level 2, rather than usually they're just set at level 1. I'll adjust the limiter strap because I like a loose limiter strap. I don't like it locked down too tight. So there's little things like that, and then the handlebars, making sure that the steering post matches the riser, so it's not, pushed forward or pushed back, and making sure it's perpendicular. And then setting the rotation of the bars, I like to have like a negative, I think it's negative Well, it's about 0 or -1 offset, I think. I have to look.
So you look at where the bar bend goes.
Yeah,
And you
then you
kinda
can
want-
loosen it and then rotate it. I like to kind of rotate them forward, so I think it's a -1. I'll have to look on mine. But yeah,
up a little bit. So talk about the riser though. That's critical, but I still see a lot of people with their Skidoo risers. It's a lay down steering system, so you have a
and
a
I like
non-vertical
to,
post, but their riser is pointed forward.
and I think it's labeled wrong. Honestly, like people call it a horizontal post versus vertical, and I like to call it a lay down post. I think of it like you're driving a Porsche, like sports car, like, or you're driving a school bus.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
It's more direct, right? The steering post has no linkage system. Rather than like a vertical, you have 2 different linkage sets to make sure that the skis are turning. But I make sure on the Ski-Doo brand or Lynx that the steering column matches the steering post matches the riser perfectly. You don't want it pushed forward or pushed back.
Yeah, it creates a swing.
Yeah, and it makes the whole sled and the chassis ill handling. But
Yeah,
once
yeah,
you match them perfectly, that's the way it's designed. And credit to you, Ski-Doo. They actually had some dealers that were setting them up that way. Dealerships were rotating that whole entire riser forward, thinking that's what their customer wanted. And so during the dealer setup, Ski-Doo came out with a better thing, like, do not do this. Make sure it's this way. But you still see it. I'll still see people that show up to come ride, and I'm like, what are you doing? Go give me a 10 millimeter now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about bar riser heights? What are you guys going to on those?
So I love the 4.3 inch, and that's what comes standard on the Summit X and the Expert and Freeride now. But I think Steve even likes a lower one.
Yeah, I go to the 3.7, and I was like, I'm going to measure the RS600, the snowcross bar, because I think it's a 3-inch. I'll even go to that because I'm 5'5",
Yeah.
and like the lower the bars are to me, like the taller I feel on the snowmobile. I get so much control. I look like such a squid. I told the engineering one time, I'm like, if I can't put a 4.7-inch riser on that sled, you'll fire me because I'm the worst rider with a tall riser. So it makes such a big difference.
Well, but it's easy for me to say, like, as a tall rider, I have to adapt to whatever's on the sled,
Right.
but I'm always reaching down, and it's no big deal. But there can be a time where it screws up your geometry if your hands are too high, because now you've lost your shoulders, you've lost your hips.
Yeah,
hands are
all
up.
the power comes from like your waistline, and if I'm side hilling something and it feels like I'm reaching above my head to get the handlebars, and I'm out of control. There's times where I've had to jump on a buddy's sled that had a tall riser, and the skis were biting in the snow, and like my hand was like hitting me in the face. Like I couldn't even ride the snowmobile.
Think about sports, right? Like wakeboarding or skiing or anything. If you're holding onto a rope or ski poles, everything's at your hips.
Yeah, totally.
Nothing is up here high because it knocks your balance off. And then you have no strength in the backs of your arms. So what happens on the chassis is you move backwards, so you're straightening your arms. And then you're hunched over on the sled, and then you're over-transferring the machine. So if you have lower handlebars, it keeps you more centralized in the neutral position.
Yeah, and that rider geometry gives you a little more drop in. Like if your arms are straight, then you have no more extension.
Right, yeah.
And so then your body gets pulled
Right, you're
out of shape every
you're
time
forward
you
on the sled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, I was going to ask you, like, some of these jump videos, and you just posted one last weekend that are some clips that you've posted earlier in the season, where you're just popping off this downhill drift, kind of a lifter, and then it just floats downhill.
Was that their spring trip?
Yeah, I think
We had
so.
the prototype?
Yeah, you were on the prototype pre-ride.
Yeah, so what a good day.
That was a good day.
Yeah, we killed it.
How do you control the attitude of the sled to get it to just kind of lay sideways? Because it's not like, I don't know, just it's smooth.
It's a lot of it's anticipating, like maybe I've rolled over it once, or you can see by the face, but I'm making the adjustment on the face. So as the suspension's compressing, if I want it to like the left ski, if I want it to go down, I'll like slightly turn the handlebars on the face of the jump to the right, and that'll kind of initiate that. It's just from years of snowcross and motocross and riding bicycles. It just kind of comes natural now.
So how do you avoid going too far? Like, because if I go up to a face and I crank it left and I want to drop it right and I go too far, like, bad things could happen, right?
Yeah, give it a burst of throttle. The track rotation will stop the sled rotation. So like if you see these guys doing huge whips on dirt bikes and the throttle's wide open, like especially towards the end, that slows the whip down for whatever reason. So like I used to do whips on sleds off ramps, like, and for whatever reason it was like when it was just, it felt natural. I couldn't even really explain how I was doing it, but then like always as I was coming out, it was natural just to hold the sled wide open, and then the sled just flattens back out with the rotation of the track.
So like that sled back on the Rev, your XPS Rev race sled.
Yeah.
And there's that iconic shot of you.
Yeah.
I mean, you are almost upside down.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
It's just such an inverted whip. Like, how do you get the sled that way? It's just the same thing you're talking about. Just turn underneath it.
And it's confidence, and it's like the steeper the jump, the easier it is, because you can like really lean into it off the face. And if you get really comfortable, and you do it a few times, and you'll go look at the face, and you can see the huge arc in the ski tracks because you're like almost going to full lock on the face.
So when you're looking for jumps like that, and everybody should go get on your Instagram and look at the jumps we're talking about, because they're just smooth, but they're all natural backcountry jumps. We had an interesting conversation with Andreas Bergmark out at Heydays.
I saw that. Yeah,
and
he'll spend hours shoveling.
But he was talking about like how do you he's got that big 5 coming up, and so he jumped Turtle Gap, but didn't jump Turtle Gap, like jumped Turtle Gap this way diagonal and landed at the bottom of the next mountain.
Yeah.
And he's like, I look for landings.
I'm the same way.
Then
100%.
I try to figure out the jump.
Yeah, for sure, because you need something really steep. Because if you're going to like jump something big, and even if it's not big, you want it, if it's really steep, then you hardly use any suspension. And I'm like, I'm almost 40 now. When I was 20, I would go like flat land stuff, and I'm not doing that anymore. So I look for the nice, smooth landings, and I'll jump something big.
So are you always trying to find like a downhill? Like
something really steep and long, yeah.
And then how do you just hope it has something at the top? Or
yeah, for sure.
Are you shoveling?
I rarely shovel. I love to find the natural hits. They look better. They look better on film when it's all natural, to me.
Oh, they do, definitely.
Yeah, so I always try to find something, like I see, oh, that's a cool landing. Or if you, on the flip side, if I see something that looks like a face, I'm like, I just pray there's a landing on the other side. And in the mountains, like a lot of times there is. I look first.
Like in the air?
No,
we're airborne. Where am I going?
I look first. Yeah. There's some people
calculated.
Yeah, there's some people on the internet you see that there was no looking involved.
Oh yeah, they hit the scorpion a tree.
For sure, yeah.
We used to tell like the Slednex guys and the Alticity guys like why do you only show the jumps that have tracks in the landings? Like video the first jump.
Yeah, that's what I tell everyone too. It's like I try so hard to get the first shot, but sometimes like it's tough to do because the jump wasn't right or something, or you didn't go big enough. Yeah. But the first shot's always impressive. If you can land in a slope with no tracks, that's the coolest.
Yeah. Tony, your sled of choice, if I remember right, out of Skidoo's lineup is a Summit X.
Yep. 154 2.5 inch.
And Steve, I'm guessing you're the free ride.
For sure, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and
I feel like it was
especially for the 24.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I couldn't believe it.
So why is that? Why are you going with the X, Tony?
The Expert and the Summit X, really, there's very few changes now. Obviously, there's no T-motion in the Expert, and then you have a non-flex edge track, and then a different ski. It's pretty much the differences. But for the Summit X, it's just more of a fun, free-filling sled, especially if you're just doing tree riding and a bunch of downhill stuff and just exploring. That sled is less tiring at the end of the day. The Summit Expert has its place for sure, and if I'm out tree banging with like Jay Manabury and Blaine or Steve, I'm going to be on the Expert. But if I'm just out with my other buddies that, they're older, 50, 60, I'm just going to grab the Summit X because it's fun. It's all around a fun sled.
What draws you to the free ride?
It's 36-inch front end, but the 50% stiffer valving for me. Because until this year, I would have to either pull the stock shocks apart and put more shims in it, run stiffer springs, but out of the box, it's stiff enough. And I like to jump, so I bought a 146 because it feels like a snowcross sled to me. Like it has aggressive valving, and it's something I can just go jump. And then I kept my Expert from last year's for the same reason. Like if I go ride with these hooligans, I can keep up. So
it seems to me like the free ride is one of, if not the first, OEM sled out of the box that has the suspension where you're not bottoming out.
Yeah, I was shocked. insanely stiff. Like some of those jump videos on Instagram, they're big and they don't look as big on the internet as they are in person. But they're like sometimes you'll hit a jump and land it, and then you want another shot. So and if you land in the same bomb hole, like previously you would bend rails or it hurts. Like it was soaking up bomb holes. I couldn't believe it. So it's like you said, it's right out of the crate. It's ready to go.
But it's not bottoming out, but it's also plush.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. You rode it a lot too.
It's the first time it's felt like it's got a suspension that actually works. Because we pushed for that for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not a jumper. I jump probably less than Tony jumps, and I've seen Tony jump.
Yeah, I don't jump much.
But I love moguls because that's half of our ride.
That free ride
single track mogul crap.
That free ride will eat it up.
Yeah,
it is impressive.
Like following you in Island Park last year, like I was doing all I could to keep up, but we were both on free rides and we were hammering through the bumps.
Oh yeah, and it's like, okay, this is a big chunk of my ride. I want to have fun on that part of the ride. I don't want to hate it going in and dread it on my way out.
And you could really push it without feeling like you're like doing damage to the snowmobile. Like if you're on your Summit X, hammering through those bumps, it's going to be bottoming a lot. You don't want to do that to your mountain sled, but the free ride was just eating it up.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, for sure. Setup wise, what are you guys doing beyond just like the preseason stuff? And we talked about ergonomics and all that. What are you changing out to customize the sled or the field or the you mentioned you're going a little stiffer shock spring.
No, I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave the shock springs alone. I get rid of the sway bar right out of the box. And I feel like a lone soldier on that sometimes. Like all these guys run theirs, but I cannot ride a snowmobile with it. Maybe it's because I'm short. So I get rid of the sway bar. The free ride has the adjustable link. And I just put shorter handlebars on it, and I'm going to ride that thing.
Do you narrow up the bars too, or just short?
No, just shorter rides. I really like they come with the smaller diameter grips now. I love it.
And then there honestly isn't much I have to do. Like the Expert, I leave it bone stock. I just ride it the way it comes. And then the Summit X, the only two things I change is I will take the limiter strap and make it looser. And then I'll put a set of Fox QS3 shocks on it. And that's perfect.
So when you're on an Expert, though, and you've got the adjustable limiter strap, for the most part, you're running that
loose
all the time?
Yeah, and the reason that is, like, obviously, if you shorten up the limiter strap, it's going to keep the skis from lifting. But when you ride the way we do, like I want ski lift. So I'm riding it as if it's like an enduro bike. You want to be able to pick that front end up at moments. So I don't want to be able to have it locked down the whole time.
Are you doing any clutching?
No.
You're just taking the dealer spec high altitude clutching and go.
Yeah, I get out the high altitude spec, and for 23 it was you pull the pivot bolt out, there's one washer, put the pivot bolt back in. So if you can leave the clickers in the correct place, so it's 3, the ramp ankle is correct. So I just follow the high altitude spec and it revs 8,000 everywhere. So if I were to change clutching, like when people ask me what clutch kit should I buy, I say, well, what is the complaint? What is the sled not doing? And if you can't answer that, like if it's because they back shift and they're holding RPM, they pull really hard throughout the entire range. They're really smooth, so I really don't have a complaint anymore. So I just ride it.
Yeah.
And it's not eating belts. Clutches stay nice and cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
One time I said, man, I got a new dirt bike, and I was putting it together in the shop, and I was like, man, it's amazing. You just take this thing out of the crate, and he like finished a sentence for me. He's like, it's already faster than you are. I was like, well, that's not really how I was going with that, but how I feel like sleds are now.
Yeah.
You take it out of the crate, it's better than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't always that way.
No.
All right.
You look back in the old days, like, that's the first thing you do. You buy a clutch kit. You buy everything.
Yeah.
And you have to make it so it runs.
Well,
Right.
there's still some sleds on the market, but I think you have to do that. But I think Skidoo's done a good job of honing in that
You're the one that
something
said it,
works
not
for
me.
everybody. But everybody has to have a spec that works for everybody.
Right.
And it's got to work in Washington. It's got to work in Colorado.
Right, yeah,
it's got to
that's-
work in BC.
Yeah, that's a big target. That's a small
They've done a
target.
pretty good job of dialing that in.
Yeah, and then and if you live at a different elevation than it's calibrated for, there's a sheet available at your dealer that will tell you your elevation and how to adjust it, and it's really easy to do. Like most people can do it with the tools they have at home, and if you live at a crazy high altitude like Mercier does, you just have to pull the spring out, and there's a few parts you have to buy, but it's really easy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to bring some guests in, and you guys at home, if you got a dentist appointment, I'd recommend going to that right now.
That is hang up.
This is going to take a left turn, I feel.
Yeah.
Who invited these two?
I mean, they run everything.
No, you let them run everything.
Well, it's just easier that way.
You brought Diet Coke, I see, huh?
One for everyone. I told my wife, that
Are you visible? Oh, everybody's got glasses on.
Yeah, oh, we saw this, so we came prepared.
yeah, you have to look cool, I guess.
I didn't get the memo of the.
Okay, the way this works is you have to have the headset on. Nobody can hear you.
Who hired these two?
What? Now say that.
Oh,
Oh, no.
that was loud.
Almost. You almost got there.
Turn it down. That was very loud.
How excited
Yeah,
are you
how's
for
that?
this?
Oh, so excited.
Oh, should we be excited?
Yay.
I don't like your attitudes, you two. I don't think they quite understand, A, our importance to the industry, and B, the questions that we've come with.
Do you have any sponsors?
Oh, yes. SnoWest, for one.
Your husband owns a company.
Counts. Still
Yeah,
counts.
that's still.
Oh, we were going to keep this anonymous, Tony, but
Thanks a lot.
It's too
all right.
late.
We have Candace and Rochelle. They're taking care of the merchandise for SnoWest at Heydays and all the snow shows. And
Yeah, you guys are all about the merch now.
We're very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, you do.
slinging the merch.
You guys
Go
do
to-
have some cool shirts.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
Thank
Go
you.
to snowwest.com/shop. Check out everything we got. We got several T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and she got more ideas coming. So keep an eye out.
Do I?
It's just this is a sales pitch.
Okay.
We're
It's
called
Yes.
slinging merch here.
Called marketing.
Okay.
All right.
We're coming up with some really great things.
Yes. Yes, we
Well,
are.
you have two sponsored riders here. These two guys are at the pinnacle of being sponsored athletes in an industry.
Pros.
And I know you would
Professionals.
love to ink a deal with Diet Coke.
I sure would. I sure would. And Nike is fine too. So how do you you just cold call companies
Yeah, but
or what? How do you get
those
sponsors?
two items, Nike and Diet Coke, do not fit in the snowmobile crowd.
Talk to
They
us
don't?
about that.
Oh, I'd beg to
Why
differ.
not?
Talk to us about that.
Probably not the pro athlete category.
What is your regimen for keeping in shape for the season?
Genetics.
Do you eat healthy? Do you
No,
guys work-
my girlfriend calls me a trash panda.
Yes, you were in the SnoWest booth last night, just rummaging through the half-eaten cookies.
Man, I'm complete opposite though.
This guy trains.
Yeah.
Trains. Tell us about it. Talk to us.
I lift weights 5 days a week, and then now that it's summer, I mountain bike every single day. So at least for 45 minutes every day. So I'm getting 2 workouts a day typically, and then I track all my macronutrients. So protein. He laughs at me every time. I made the mistake of bringing a scale to his cabin one time, and he's like, "What are you doing, clutching?" I'm like, "No, weighing food." And he went. So I've been embarrassed ever since. But no.
So just out of curiosity, between the two of you, arm wrestle.
No, absolutely not. He's
Just-
way bigger than me.
Let's just
I have a
can
weight-
we just
Let's
do
just
It's
get
like
it
a-
out of the way.
let's just
see.
find out once and for all.
There's no
Put
way.
on the table.
He'll
Put it on the
lose.
table.
Yeah, I
Let's-
will lose. No.
Let's see it.
Some people have to work harder than others.
Well, training 2 times a day, I think that it could be.
Look at him. He outweighs me. It's like a weight thing.
It is. I'm 200 pounds.
What about a push-up contest?
No. I don't. Why?
Still, just
There's-
how many push-ups
You can
can
beat
you
me
do?
at that.
Oh, maybe. I feel like we're a circus act at this.
Yeah.
I mean, all right. What else do we got over
No.
here?
It's the wrong audience.
Well, let's several
Questions. Let's just start at the top.
Okay, so I'm.
Oh, dear.
I need my script. So I'm a rookie, in that I've never been on a snowmobile before. But
You want the Summit Neo Plus. That's what my kids ride.
okay,
Yep.
and that's safe.
Yep. Easy sled to ride.
Okay, well,
Electric
because-
start,
Okay,
55 horsepower. You won't kill yourself on it.
okay.
Electric start is a big deal, I feel like, especially
Yeah.
for women, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't ride anything without some kind of electric start at this point.
Well,
Yeah.
Skidoo has a shot starting
Yeah.
system. You can't forget, we came out with that in 2018. Polaris and Arctic have yet to figure that out.
I mean, especially if you get stuck in the middle of a field and there's no one anywhere and you have to call your husband to come out and start your snowmobile.
Just
Not
push
that
the
that's
orange button.
ever
I used to have to
happened.
walk back to the cabin to get my dad. There was no calling anybody
Yeah,
back
exactly.
then.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we know what to write. What do I wear? I'm a pansy when it's cold. I hate it when my feet are cold, especially. I can never recover. If it's 59 degrees or below, it's the same thing as below zero to me. So
I'm the same
what
way,
do I-
actually.
What do I gotta wear?
You want some puffy coats.
For riding, you want to be in a puffy coat?
Well, literally,
And then, and
layering.
then a waterproof shell.
okay.
Yeah. And I wear a good base layer.
I have puffy pants, too.
Okay.
He's a fashion guy.
Yeah, but he enjoys
Moon-
sleeping on the snow.
Moon
spending
boots?
the night.
Do we have moon boots?
Oh, are those back?
No,
I've heard those are back.
Oh, I hope so.
no, just get good quality gear.
All right.
And don't you don't get the warm gear. Don't get the thin, light
How important are gloves?
stuff. Pretty important.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I don't touch snow either.
No snow touching.
It's like touching fire. Like, don't touch snow.
Yeah. Avoid cotton.
no cotton.
No. Yeah. I wear
Cotton
like an
is
Under Armour
Okay.
kind of base layer.
Or
and-
Nike, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever
Or Nike,
whatever
okay.
deal you're going for.
Uh-huh, whatever.
I wear
Oh.
a fleece or puffy mid layer and then a quality outerwear.
Like a shell.
Like merino
Shell,
wool.
yes.
Okay.
Something you can like shed. If you're working hard in the mountains,
Okay,
get rid of your mid
so
layer.
then explain that part to me. Like, I feel like you're just sitting on a sled and you're just riding. Like, who's doing the work? What work are you actually doing?
Oh, it's so physical. It's like one of the most physically demanding sports.
Like I said, I'm a rookie, and I feel like just
Maybe we should
Sit
find
on-
you a
Just-
2-up sled, and you can ride on the back with me.
I was actually going to talk to you guys about that
Yeah.
as well. Don't you feel like in these times, like being environmentally conscious and everything, you guys should start looking more into like the sled pooling, like carpooling, but sled pooling?
I will
You
not
just-
be a passenger.
you
with
You're
you.
just-
off script. You go to the next question.
no. That's.
I'm pretty sure that was on
That
there.
is on there.
Was
I
on
did.
there.
I
Yep.
said that. I said, what to ride? Do I need to get something, or do I just find a sledding
Actually,
boyfriend
you,
and
you,
just?
you could go to Island Park Adventures and rent an electric ski-doo this winter.
Oh,
Over by Robin's Roost, they have a new dealership there.
Okay.
When you guys go up to the family cabin, they have electric snowmobiles there now.
very
And I
And
don't
you could
have to do-
carpool on your way up there.
You could
That's- make sure
carpool
you
in your-
carpool
in your-
on your way up.
As
In your
we would.
minivan,
Yes. I don't have a minivan
You
anymore.
get Tesla.
I am riding in style.
she
Anyways.
traded it in.
Okay, that's good. And then you could carpool in with your girlfriends, and then you go and rent an electric snowmobile.
And then
Next question.
And,
Then that's
Tony will be your guide.
Yeah.
okay.
He'll be your guide.
I am
Okay.
for hire.
Okay. Okay. So I just don't. I
He'll
don't
work
want to
for
get
pastry.
Like,
He'll work for pastries.
fantastic.
Yeah. Trash panda.
Okay.
I have to keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
Tony is hating this.
I don't know why. I
don't know why.
So then my next question is, which we've touched on a little bit, but what happens when I get stuck? Because usually if I get stuck in like my car on the side of the road or something, I'm calling AAA.
Usually.
They're
Does
coming.
this happen a lot?
Yeah, that's weird.
Anyway, so if I'm on a snowmobile, is there a company that I can just call and they come and dig me out? And about how
No,
long
there's
will
not
it
a company.
take?
You should probably start one of those.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, that is.
A
It's a great
snowmobile,
idea.
a snowmobile dispatch center for rescues.
Will work for pastries. Look at you.
Like,
There you
how
go.
about that?
you know,
could be
like search and rescue.
Help!
first hire.
Help!
And then you go up there,
on-
shot it, and dig it out, or what?
And all on a real note here, if you are a female wanting to get into the sport, go take a clinic. I don't
where,
encourage you.
where do you, like, how, where are the
There's-
clinics?
just Google.
Online?
Yeah, you can go to Brett Rasmussen. You can go to I don't know where else.
Dan
That's
Adams.
Dave
She Shreds,
Osborne,
Mountain Adventures. Like
Stephanie Dean.
Stephanie
yeah.
Dean does it. Yeah.
Okay.
There's plenty of them out there.
Yeah. and
Okay.
Take a clinic.
Yeah.
And that's like driver's ed?
I don't encourage like a girlfriend, boyfriend, or husband, wife to teach. Don't teach your wife or girlfriend how to ride because that'll end a relationship.
Are you not teaching your girlfriend how
Nope.
to ride?
I
Who's teaching her?
I'm gonna pay for a clinic.
Oh, okay.
And that's just driver's ed for snowmobiles?
Yep. Yeah, it gives you the basics, the fundamentals, then you learn how to get your sled unstuck by yourself.
Oh, that seems like a lot of work.
I've seen the ones that Stephanie is a part of and puts on, and they go through the whole thing, like the women.
Like how to change your belt,
Yep.
how to start the machine.
How to unload it and unload it.
Yeah. How to get it unstuck.
That's what you need.
How to put oil into it. How to gas it.
See, there again, I feel like we just need to go back to let's just
Get a
maybe
boyfriend.
Just get a boyfriend.
No,
Let's
you're
let-
independent. You can
Oh.
do this.
Yeah, you're a strong, independent
no,
woman.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right, what do we got
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, best places to go. Fields, parking lots.
Island Park is a really good starter place.
Okay.
You can go out
Safe?
to the field safe. Yeah. You want
Okay.
untracked snow. And maybe warm up on a trail.
Okay.
And Island Park's good for that because you have the trail system's amazing and could start easy, and then it has really technical terrain. It's a really interesting place.
Okay.
Great views. Somewhere you can see. It's fun to adventure.
Somewhere where Ryan is close to hike up and dig out if necessary.
Rescue is close.
Yeah, I'm
rescue.
gonna start a.
Ryan's going to heaven.
I'm gonna start a ski pole company.
I already came
That
up
would get
with
really
the
old
idea.
really fast.
Text and I'll come pull your ski. Get your sled unstuck.
Yeah, just send me a bill.
Perfect. Can you guys ride with no hands?
No. Always 3 points of contact.
Oh.
How do you climb a ladder without no hands?
It
I
would
suppose
be a
you
challenge.
3 points of contact.
Three
Okay.
Next
points of
question.
contact.
What are the 3 points? 2 hands and a foot?
And a foot.
1 foot.
One
Have you
foot.
ever hung a leg?
I don't know what that means.
You just say, yep.
Yes.
Yep, we have.
Yep. Yep. Sure have. Yep. Sure have. Do we need to get into those?
I
or-
mean, let's for just a moment, because I know that your fans want to know this. Can we just touch for a moment on your personal lives?
Sure.
No.
So Tony and I had already discussed a fall wedding yesterday. We were in talks with that. So
All right, where's the stop button?
no comment.
all fans want to
It's
know.
okay. I already talked to her about it, so it's good.
Yeah, see, she's on the same page. So
Okay,
we're good.
it's good. It's good. And are you married?
I am married with 2 kids.
Okay, so how
Steve's a family man.
Yeah.
how does having a family, a wife, and children, how does that affect your ability, or does it affect your ability to be a professional writer?
My wife's very supportive, and I just get them involved. So my wife rides quite a bit. My kids love it. So I ride a lot with my friends and during the week, and try to get all my filming and stuff done during the week. And on the weekends, we ride as a family. And my dad's 66, and so it's my dad riding and my wife and my kids. So I just incorporate them and hopefully ignite a passion in them as well. So when I'm old, then I can ride with them. So it's fun.
That's touching.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
That's
You do the same
touching.
thing.
I know
ride
you.
with-
I
I
take
know
my
you do the
kids out.
same thing. You take your kids out.
They're pretty fun.
Tony takes
Yeah.
his kids on better rides than I go on.
No, they have some fun times.
It's hilarious watching them. Like there isn't a rock or a tree in my yard they haven't ran over.
Yeah.
And
The kids
Yeah.
are fun.
yeah.
Okay, so along those lines, what are the two of you going to be for Halloween?
Fans want to know.
Fans are
Fans
dying to
want
know.
to know.
Dying to know.
Well, I hope everybody has enjoyed the SnoWest podcast up until this point.
You've just lost
This
followers.
will be our final episode.
You lost followers. I have no plans for Halloween. I'm going to be
Okay.
going to Enduro Cross Niagara Falls.
Okay.
Are you racing?
No, you should come up.
That would be fun.
Keith's ready.
I
for
don't
that.
know.
There's a bunch of snowmobilers racing.
I'm not good enough for enduro cross.
You can come watch.
Yeah, that would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Idle Falls,
that the
next Friday,
here?
Saturday.
Mountain America building, right? Or the arena or whatever.
Hockey arena,
Yeah, it's crazy how many snowmobilers are into hard enduro as well. It's cool. They're
Yes,
well
we
represented.
can all meet up.
That just shows
What
how badass we are.
We could maybe dress up and then go trick or treating.
Oh,
Wonderful
gosh.
idea.
Brilliant
Wonderful
over
idea.
no,
here.
Tony's
Yes.
out. He could be a scarecrow or something. A trash panda. You could be a panda.
Yeah, you should be a trap panda.
Coordinate
raccoon.
costumes and then go. All
Yeah.
coordinate. All
Yes.
the costumes.
What? We can be a band or something.
No.
Oh, Tony. Is he always like the... Party.
You're bringing it
No,
up.
he's
He's-
complete opposite. Actually, he's like
Well, that's very sad.
Hey, you know what? We are doing something fun tonight.
Who is we? We?
No,
We?
No,
Oh.
you're not invited.
Oh.
it's Halloween themed.
Yeah, we're going to go to some haunted houses
Oh.
in downtown Salt Lake.
What time are we meeting for this?
And
Probably
where?
9 p.m.
All right.
Everyone's
Don't
invited.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
see?
We are. We're really. I was
Everyone's
joking.
invited.
I like the be the mean guy, But I'm
Oh,
actually
we
really
do
nice.
know. We do know that. Okay, what
What's
else do
next
we have?
question?
What else do we have?
Okay.
Okay, if you could only choose one of these to keep, would it be spindles, tie rod, or A-arms?
A-arms.
Yeah, probably A-arms.
Okay.
I could probably figure something out.
Okay, speaking of A-arms, have you ever been on an epic tree sesh and hit a landmine and had it take out one of your A-arms?
Is this a poem?
Yeah, it sounds like haiku. Yeah, I did it too. I've done it multiple times to brand new snowmobiles.
Yeah.
Like I ripped
I've
the A-arms off.
Ripped it clean off.
With then it's still, that new smell, it's burning off the corrosion inhibitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there and shock oil's running out and I'm like, I'm going to have to cry myself to sleep tonight. This thing's brand new.
And so then what do?
I go home
We
and
go home and
fix
lick
it.
your wounds.
Lick
fix
your
it, yeah.
wounds, yeah.
But what do you do with what do you do?
You ride it
just
out
fall
on
that
one
down?
ski.
Yeah, I ride out on one ski. And then I keep spares, almost everything for this reason. I have A-arms, shocks.
Just in your
Are you
backpack,
prepared,
ready to
Tony?
go?
No, at the shop or the micro.
No, at the
So you
house.
got to just
Oh.
ride it out.
Yeah, it's
Just
like
wounded and then
Tony just keeps his spare
limp it out.
sled.
Yeah.
And pastries
Spare
in
sled.
the seat.
What's with you and pastries?
What's with you and pastries?
Yeah, why is your mouth watering?
Okay, so
I don't count my macros.
What about this one?
Or
So
weigh
which
them.
one? This one? do you prefer do you prefer your bogey idler wheel on the outside or the inside?
Inside.
Inside, even
Yeah.
if it,
Same,
it looks
same.
cooler. Yeah,
If you're on
same.
the, if you're on the
Same,
outside,
same.
you're a poser.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking. Exactly.
Ridiculous.
And
Just-
then, how much psi do you prefer in your float chamber?
None.
Okay,
I run coils.
same.
yes, me too.
Okay. And just another one along the lines of personal. Would you consider growing out your hair?
I
tried.
tried and I ended up on Instagram last year.
Picture.
My friend, he's like into the gym, but he grew his hair like shoulder length, and I was like, oh my god, he looks so good. So I tried growing my hair out, and it didn't work. It just grew in white trash around the ends, and I was like, tell my wife, I was like 6 months into this, I'm like the Etsy version of Mike. Like I'm not as built. I'm 6 inches shorter, and my hair didn't grow.
You got pictures, Tony?
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
somewhere.
I probably do. I'm not showing it though. It's terrible.
Oh, this is going up on SnoWest. We'll get it up
I
there.
cut it off. It's
This-
I must have deleted that picture.
That's good. You might have taken it on Instagram.
How do I go back and find them?
That'll resurface.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it
You'll
was.
have
It
to
did
probably
not look
go
good.
on the app.
Oh, I gotta go.
So
on
I went home and
Instagram.
immediately cut. I
Did
just
we already do
abandoned
all-
the project.
We just almost got all the way
Archive.
through.
Stories. There we go.
Oh, no.
Go to dates. Keep going.
Tony-
I'm gonna-
Tony's
okay,
locked in.
he's
Yeah,
He's on a mission.
Tony's
now.
OCD
Okay.
has kicked in, and he is
He's
not giving up on that.
really
Okay.
important question. Do you color coordinate your tie rod, A-arms, and mountain bar?
No, I feel like a mountain bar. Come on now.
Don't I?
That was
we
back
we
in the
got some
day.
90s throwback
Yeah,
here.
that was back in the day. You get
Valid
that.
question.
What about the
snow
Burt
stuff.
bag? You can get the Burt bag in the same color as the mountain
Yeah.
bar.
Do you remember the upholstered mountain bars before
Oh,
they
yeah.
came stock?
Oh,
yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we?
Oh my God, so embarrassing. I shouldn't have even brought it up. I did this to myself twice.
Can you show the? Can they see it from here? Can you
Oh,
show
I-
the camera?
That was my attempt at growing my hair. I wanted it to be shoulder length, and
Because does that make you ride better
No, it
if your
just
hair
looks
is
cool.
longer? It just
Probably.
looks better.
cool. I think it
probably
looks
does.
better.
Aerodynamic kind of.
I would look cool walking into the grocery store with long hair. I would have looked cool mowing my lawn.
Right. Right.
Oh man, it did not work out. That's it. That's like 6 months.
That's 6 months of growing it out.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, man, I'm short for my age, and I've never been self-conscious. But
Okay, all right.
then now my hair's falling out, so that's
This-
a bummer.
Okay, this show just got better.
You're welcome.
I just recovered
You're
the
welcome.
viewership.
Yeah.
the YouTube version of this show is the one to watch. Throw that out there right now.
Oh, great.
Mention that in the post.
Yeah.
All right, just a couple more, then we will just let you guys get back
Did you
to
lead off with the good questions, or are we building up?
Well,
I feel like we've asked some very valid,
very
very
subjective.
important
very
questions.
helpful to
personal,
me.
actually.
I mean, people want to know.
I'm gonna have to go see a counselor. What's
People,
next?
okay. Oh, we've got. Could you say something with a Canadian accent?
Yeah, buddy.
No.
Let's go, hoser. How about you?
Tabernacle.
Yeah, Tabernacle. It's going way eastern Canada.
Okay.
Very good.
I mean,
Oui.
that's mostly what we. I mean, how did you want us to keep going, or are we good?
Hey, you just take over. You're on a roll.
Oh well, then I'm gonna have to, because we didn't write as many. I'm gonna have to
Okay,
get in.
all right.
Okay. Well, we just wanted to end just real quickly by letting you both know two things. A, we are available for collabs, and second, would either of you or both of you like to intern for us?
Does it pay well?
Must be a free intern.
I don't know.
But
I
it
mean,
What's
could
the
build
intern-
up
what
to
is this intern-
something
past
wonderful.
interns have included Ross Robinson and Brandt,
Brant.
and like they've
Dropping big names.
Oh, yeah.
they've had some employees there.
Brant was a great intern for us.
How was Ross?
Also great. He held the camera.
Was he hard to keep on? Like,
Well,
seems to get distracted.
I would
easily.
say that's where Ross got his start.
his start
into
was really
creative media.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was back. You remember the snow show videos they used to put together? Candace used to do with Emily
Oh.
yes.
way back in the day.
We really put
They-
him on the map.
They did a heyday. They did a heydays version, and it was great.
Excellent.
Do you need a bigger hat?
Yeah, I know. My goodness.
What?
You're going to
those-
sustain a shoulder injury from patting yourself on the back.
I mean, Chris Brandt was not at all offended that we asked him to be.
No, I'm not offended. I'm open for negotiation.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I require more than pastries. Like,
I mean, how did
Funny.
we do? How did we do for our first
excellent.
podcast?
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a
No,
feature in
this
it.
is good,
It's like
yeah.
basically Joe Rogan at this point.
No.
Yes. I feel like it's very professional. Very well done.
And how about that industry knowledge?
It's almost there.
Okay.
It's almost there.
All right.
Yeah, maybe this winter you two can go out for a ride. Get a ride under your belt.
Yeah, we'll start there.
Just start there. That'd
Yeah.
be
And then
that's a
even
takeoff
decide if you
point.
like snowmobiles.
Oh, I do.
Yes. Love it.
I
Okay, when did the first Ski-Doo snowmobile, when was it manufactured?
It was like in 1960.
68.
Wrong.
That wasn't terrible, though.
No, but still wrong.
Yeah.
What is
How
it?
wrong?
1959.
59. We were
Okay.
actually close.
Very close.
All right, now we're going to turn some time over to Steve and Tony to do a little Q&A session with Candace.
Oh, we didn't.
They don't know me well enough.
We didn't agree to this. Those were not in the terms.
They're not pre-written either.
Yeah, they don't, and they've
so-
got nothing. They've got
I
nothing.
don't need them. They're all
Well, that's it. That's
professional right
All
here.
right, let's hear it.
Go ahead, Steve.
No, you sound like you have this figured out. Do you guys ride with Ryan frequently?
I try not to,
Why?
because
Wow.
I don't like the cold.
That's what my wife says too.
Yes.
Said
so-
embrace
Well,
the
then
winter.
how are you
What
going to
do
do a
you-
snowmobile podcast?
Well,
We just take over for him.
But his wife lives in Evanston, Wyoming. They have 9-month winters.
Yeah.
so what do you do about the fact that she doesn't like the cold?
Keep the ride short, and we really take advantage of nice warm days.
Have a heated trailer.
Yeah, heated trailer. Make sure like her sled has hand warmers,
Hand guards.
hand guards, everything. And I bought those like elfin ear muffs
Muffs,
you
yeah.
can put them into, and then we make it to the warming hut. I remember being a kid, and I remember it being so much fun until I got cold, and then it was miserable. So I try to everything I can to avoid that with them. So I know if they're having fun is if they're warm. So I just keep them warm. My wife way overdresses every time. She has like 4 layers on. I'm like, you are going to die of heat stroke, but
Maybe not.
she makes it.
What's your favorite brand of snowmobiles?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, I don't think I'm allowed to answer that.
Can you name all the brands of snowmobiles?
Skidoo,
The best, yeah.
Polaris, and then Arctic-Cat, and then do we still count Yamaha?
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
And
oh geez, there's another one.
Yeah.
No.
yeah,
That's
you
serious.
missed one.
we just talked about one of the riders.
Oh, Lynx.
There you go.
Okay,
There
yes.
you
See,
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I knew too.
Ross
Of that.
rides.
Actually,
for
there's
Lynx.
6.
Uh,
One went to electric.
Oh yeah.
Honda. No.
Taiga.
Oh, I wouldn't have been able to
Are
pull
they
that one out.
are they
That one.
shipping units?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Is that the one that's the one I'm getting?
No, a different one.
No.
No.
Oh.
Similar.
No, Skidoo
Too
actually.
many.
Skidoo makes electric.
Oh,
snowmobiles.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
getting.
Yeah, that's the one Tony's going to take you on a ride for that.
I want to try it. It'd be cool to try.
I wrote it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's interesting.
I
didn't see that.
also will let you guys know that I also have experience on the snow bike as well.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, you got a timber sled athlete down to the table for me.
Yes. Yes, you do.
All right, here's one for you.
Okay.
When snow is as high as your chest, what would you call that?
All right.
It's something about tits because
It's deep.
yeah, I had a question about
It's
the
on
tits.
your phone.
I had a question about the tits on my phone. I know all the lingo. I know all the
I was
lingo.
just checking.
Okay.
Oh,
That
okay.
seems
Now we're
like
on a
it.
roll.
That seems like, yeah, that seemed like a great spot to just.
Okay. All right. We calling it a show there?
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
It's fun.
Thanks for listening. If you're still listening, thanks for listening. If you only caught the first half, you missed out. But yeah, again, go to snowwest.com, subscribe to the magazine, check out the merchandise, follow these guys on Instagram, Tony Jenkins, Steve Martin, and yeah, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah,
And,
thank you.
Don't forget their Instagram.
Yeah.
Fun as always. Yeah.
Can you even
You want-
remember
you
our
want-
names?
you want
our
to throw out-
Instagram?
You want to throw out your Instagrams there?
Absolutely not.
I don't even know what mine is.
This one maybe, but
I am very fun to follow.
Well, yeah. We're probably looking for some DMs at the end of the table there.
Yes. Yes.
So, all right, we're done.